Just soaking up the Baltic Sea here in Finland before I get started. Thanks, brother. Just feeling my energy flowing so I can do a little transmission, and yeah, excited to lay it down. Temperature, Well, I don't really understand Celsius, so in Fahrenheit it feels like 68. So it's not too cold. It's summer. Rain is on and off. So, cool, I'm going to get started. So I'm going to start talking a little bit about integral abundance and what abundance really means. And sometimes it's money, sometimes it's part of our essence and part of our lifestyle, and it's been showing up for me in really amazing ways that are way beyond financial. Primarily relational abundance has been incredible. The cultivating of self-trust has just reflected so powerfully in my relationships lately. And the abundance in relationships is something I've never really experienced before. It feels like, the best way I can say is it feels like I can do no wrong. It feels like abundance in relationship has the sense of family, like true family. And there's sort of a different vibe. Hi Taya, hi Tina. Sort of a different vibe between our birth family and our soul family. And abundance in soul family feels so much more easeful, generative. Hi Gabby. And it creates this calming in the nervous system just to know that our soul family is there. And this sort of relational abundance leads to other types of abundance. It leads to financial abundance as a ultimate effect, but that's not the first step. The first step is always people. Hi Elizabeth. The first step is people, because finances, money comes from people. You can't just get money out of thin air. It starts with relationships. So integrating into our relationships, integrating into ourselves, integrating into our relationships creates a sense of everything's going to be okay, a sense of peace, a sense of yes. And being able to live in this yes is the first step toward that financial abundance. Hey Charlotte, nice to see you. I just watched your video the other day, or yesterday. Hi Kimberly. So, when abundance is created out of integrity, let's say I'm in a hurry, I need to make money real quick, I'll take any job, I'll just do anything. When abundance is approached from that perspective, it's not going to last. It might be a temporary gratification, might get your car fixed, it might, put food on your table, but it's not going to sustain you. It's going to happen again and again and again. And when integral abundance is achieved, it's like a train. It's got this momentum, and it's got this layer of safety that we can rely on. And it's got this support under us, which gives us self-esteem. Abundance is directly related to our self-image. Not exactly what our self-image consists of, but how passive is our self-image. I'll give you an example. As I'm doing my Facebook Live here, my ego is, my human self is looking at the number of people live. It's like a video game. You know, how many can I get? And that's my self-image that's saying that. So by being able to observe that and just let the energy pass through, by letting the self-image have no weight, it doesn't restrict my field, and it doesn't create an issue, it doesn't create an attachment. And so, to the degree that our self-image is allowed to be passive, we don't need to freaking heal. We don't need to have this addiction to a healing journey when we could just do it right now, because our self-image can become passive. I'll say that a different way. If our human self is the one who needs to make a lot of money, we're going to be struggling at making money for a long time. Because if I have to make money in a way that satisfies my ego, which for me is about control, this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm sure of, this is what I'm certain of, this is what's not scary. If I have to follow all these rules to share my gifts with the world and make money through my human self, it's going to take years. I'm never going to get it right. I'm always going to be a perfectionist. I'm going to keep slamming myself. Oh, I didn't make enough. It didn't happen right. I'm doing something wrong. But if I share my gifts and receive my income beyond my human self, which is simply letting my heart's guidance direct me to that which I know my calling is. It's sort of like that leap of faith thing. Then it opens bigger channels for abundance. It opens more possibilities. I'm here in Finland because, for lack of a better way to tell you, the universe told me to. I had no idea what I was coming for. I made up some ideas, like I'm going to go there to accomplish this, this, and this. My human self wanted to make sense of it and go for very specific reasons. That didn't work. All those reasons fucking failed. But the real reasons were revealed to me. The real reasons I came here were revealed to me. And the abundance was handed to me because I showed up, not knowing why, and not knowing if I could handle it. And the truth is, my human self was very resistant to accepting the abundance. It was just mind-blowing. I'll say a little more about it. So specifically, hey Aussie, specifically relational abundance. I've been showing up with such strength and humility, you could say wide in the masculine and the feminine, such spectrum of energy, that I've been received so gracefully and beyond what my human self could ever comprehend. If you had told me a month ago, hey Rebecca, hi Changsu, if you had told me a month ago that I would be here now with the life situation that I have, if a psychic had told me that, for example, I would have been like, actually a psychic did tell me that, and I didn't believe it. A psychic did tell me, like, you're going to meet your twin flame this summer, you're going to experience great abundance this summer, between like around the beginning of September, which is, you know, in a week. And I'm like, yeah, right. Like, I believe in seeing energies, but that's a little too specific for me to buy into that. And the truth is, my heart said, yeah, I know. So I'm going to go. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make some bold moves. I'm going to be courageous. And that's where integral abundance comes from, is just trusting that you'll be caught when you jump. And trusting that your bold moves of knowing that you're competent, capable, and a true treasure to this planet will pay off. It's almost bringing tears to my eyes, just knowing that treasuring ourselves is where the abundance starts. When you know that you are a treasure, treasures rain down upon you. If I show up into a room and I know I'm a treasure, some people may interpret it as arrogance. That person thinks he's a treasure. Well, fuck that person, right? And if I show up into another room or around other people and I know I'm a treasure, those who are on the cusp of readiness to know themselves as treasures as well, I'm just giving them permission. And when I give permission to somebody else to become a treasure, then they treasure me too. And then they want to give me money, or they want to give me gifts, or they want to give me friendship, or they want to give me whatever. So our treasuring of ourselves sends out permission in our field. And it's not a mental treasuring. It's not telling, I don't tell myself, oh, I treasure you. You know, sometimes in a practice I might do that. But it's literally feeling your heart as a treasure. And this generates integral abundance in a way that I've never seen anything else do. You know, I can study Facebook ad marketing all day, which, you know, I have. And yeah, it can generate cash abundance, it can generate followers, it can generate sales. And if it's approached in a non-integral way, you're always going to come back to that scarcity. You're always going to come back to, like, well, now I got to do it all over again because I'm still not good enough. I made 100 grand, I'm still not good enough. I made 1 million, I'm still not good enough. I made 20 million, I'm still not good enough. That integral abundance that integral abundance is key to making something that lasts, to making a life that brings you such deep, profound bliss. And now I get to link this into my upcoming comedy show because I'm excited about that. Hey, Belden. So, this is my way of expressing abundance. This is my way of having courage. I'm diving into this comedy performance, which I'm doing in a week. Hey, Mida. And it's scary. It takes a lot of courage because I've never done exactly what I'm going to do. And I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. My human self is kind of freaked out. Like, I want to watch, like, can you tell me what's going to happen at this comedy experience? But the integral part of me says, you'll be taken care of. The experience is for you just as much as it's for everyone else. And it's an initiation into bigger abundance because I'm putting an important piece of energy under my belt. I'm going to experience the creation of something and seeing myself create something. I'm going to experience myself as a creator in a way that I never have, which will expand my own identity. And when I expand my own identity, hey Stefan, when I expand my own identity into this larger container for abundance, then I can put on a second show, and I can put on a third show, and the second one will be glorious, and the third one will be outstanding. So really, it doesn't even matter how the first one goes, because my expansion is inevitable. When I create this, hey Yanni, when I create this expansion, it's a trajectory, it's momentum, and it's giving me the support I've always needed. And I'm showing up for myself to provide this support. And that's my heart learning to trust my mind. My mind is making decisions that are for my heart instead of for my bank account or for my friend or for other people in my life. You know, those are all great and those are all important. But when I can really start with making decisions that are for my heart, integral abundance begins. When my heart has profound permission to express its deepest gifts, it's unstoppable. And it takes momentum. It might take some time, you know. Overnight success is not really a thing because there's so many beautiful hearts blossoming. And it takes building upon energy. But once that train is moving and you have that support foundation, you're supporting yourself in a way that you never have before, and your heart is seeing how trustworthy your mind is. The feminine is seeing how trustworthy the masculine really is. You can't take that away. That support is your birthright. And our supporting of ourselves is our birthright. Blessings, sister. So I'm stepping into this experience in about, I think it's in about 4 days is what my Facebook ad tells me. I'm stepping into this experience. And the way that I'm perceiving it is almost like I'm being given an experience. I don't have to stress about it. I don't have to make it right. I don't have to I don't even have to make sure people show up to it. All I have to do is go through with it. You know, I am doing a Facebook ad, I'm doing promotion, but, you know, whatever, that's not the point. The point is that I'm giving my heart the experience it has always desired. What experience does your heart desire? What is it, has it never been the right time for, but is inevitable? What's going to light your fire in a way that no other person can light the fire for you? What is going to juice your lemons? What is going to juice your lemons in a way that no other human can? You become your own lover, and that is integral abundance. What is going to be the way that you show up for yourself and hold yourself and nurture yourself? You are the inner mother and you are the inner father. And when you own those roles, your heart will fucking sing. And your creativity is unstoppable. And your flower is blossoming. Hey, Sandy. And when you allow that flower of your heart to blossom, your gifts are going to shine so fucking loudly that they magnetize and they stun and they transform. And when your heart is allowed to flourish and thrive in a way that is completely beyond the scope of today's society, when your heart is allowed to exist and to radiate in an authentic way, and the juice of your deepest gifts blast with light everything in your path, it stuns. Put your eyeballs on stun, my friend, because you are powerful. So I'm kind of getting into my little rant. If you have any questions on anything I'm talking about, I'm happy to share. Hey, Manu. Hey, Yesenia. If you have any questions on anything that I've been talking about on these topics, I'm happy to talk about that. And I'll tune in and see what else wants to come. I like to think about plants, think about a tree, think about a flower. It just grows out of the earth, it's supported by the earth, and it grows toward the sun. It knows where mother is and it knows where father is, and that's all it needs to flourish and blossom. And simply by doing that, it attracts what it needs. A bee, a butterfly, a child, a Joshua. And it doesn't have any doubts because it knows where mother is and it knows where father is. And humans are a little bit different because we have to become, in our identity, we have to become our own mother and our own father. The inner father says, do this. You gotta do this. I know you're scared, but you gotta do this. This is for you. The inner father says, have courage, my son. That's my brain talking to my heart. I'm aligning my brain with the inner father. I'm telling my heart, you've got to do this. Have courage. That's the inner father. The inner mother also is coming from my brain. Left and the right, masculine and the feminine. The masculine's the left. What's up, Eric? So when I have inner mother and inner father in sync, working for my heart knows I'm supported. Hey, Darren. So abundance starts in this channel. And then it goes lower too. When your heart is also supported and in support of your genitals, then you have the full microcosmic orbit. So grateful for everybody who's shown up here. Taking a breath, see if anything else wants to come through for today. Happy to reflect on anything if you have any comments, questions. I'll show you a little bit of my scenery here in Finland. I flew my drone over the ocean there. That's the Baltic Sea yesterday for my lady's birthday. This is the cottage. Something tender wants to come through, so I'm going to see how that looks. So, this is sort of an analogy. It's sort of the same thing, but sort of an analogy on the topic of lovemaking. And forgive me for those who are not heterosexual, because I'm not discriminating, but this is just what I know is heterosexual lovemaking. So I'm going to use that as an example. So, as a man, I know very well that a man can have sex 10 times a day if given the opportunity. There's it's hard to fill a man's cup as far as sex goes, because it could just be happening over and over and over and over and over again, right? And then the woman is a much different experience, because it's not even about the sex, it's about the connection, it's about the safety, it's about relaxing into trust of the energy moving through her. And it's about knowing that she's supported and that she's honored. So when the woman feels really safe, she wants to get fucked. She wants your energy, speaking to a man, of course. She wants the man's energy. When a woman feels really safe, she wants to give it up to the integral power to pass through her. And it's the same with our hearts, in trusting our brains. Our hearts are the feminine, and our brains are the masculine. And when our brains are totally in support of honoring the heart, and in support of this deeper connection, and in support of the radiance of the feminine, the woman sings, our heart sings, and the light glows. And then in turn, the feminine supports the masculine. The feminine creates this devotion to the masculine. And so, how can we have abundance without our heart being in devotion to our brain? Right? You know, a lot of spiritual bypassing happens because, like, we turn logic into a bad thing. You know, we turn logic into, you know, we make science wrong. We make understanding unnecessary. But it's always about ladies first. It's always about the feminine first. The feminine first needs to be honored. The feminine needs to be honored first, and then the feminine in turn supports the masculine. So first we help the feminine feel safe. That's the first step. The first step, honoring the feminine. It cannot wait. Your heart cannot wait. It is time to honor the feminine now, today, yesterday. It is time. It's the first step. And in turn, for honoring her intuition, for honoring her needs, for honoring her desires, she supports the masculine, and she gives us more energy. I could stay up when I'm honoring my heart. I can stay up for 36, 48 hours consistently working, providing service, being of support, being useful, sharing my gifts. I don't even need sleep because my heart is in support of what I'm doing. If I'm supporting my heart, this is an exchange. If we are making love to ourselves as we live our lives, by breathing, especially if we're taking breaths intentionally, we are in support of our heart. We are in support of our nervous systems, which our heart relies on for proper flow. When our entire experience is a love-making experience, we're saved, right? We don't need a savior anymore because we have saved ourselves. When we're making love to ourselves in every moment, we no longer need to look outside ourselves for validation or abundance. And then, you know, sure, we can make money if we choose to. And it's a choice. It's no longer a need. Because we can, honestly, if we are cycling our sexual energy properly, we can go a month without eating. I know a guy who wrote a book a year without food. And I'm not recommending that. I'm saying by moving our energy, we become nurturers of ourselves. And then our decisions are much more conscious because we're creators instead of reactors. We're creators instead of reactors. Hey, Gigi, my love. And in cycling this microcosmic orbit energy, we're allowed to flourish. Okay, this time I think I'm really going to be wrapping up soon, so if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them. And just notice, I've been making love to myself in this video. I've been nurturing my heart, I've been taking my time, I've been breathing, I've been listening, I've been honoring the feminine. I can't do anything wrong here. That's really what you're feeling in this message is there's nothing that can be done wrong. It's just easy. When I trust that I'm supported by myself, when my heart trusts that my brain will support me, it's just easy. There may be nervousness, there may be anxiety, there may be questions of the mind, but then we can make our self-image passive, like I mentioned earlier, and just let the energy move right through the self-image. We don't need to be healed. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to be anything. Let the energy move right through it. Keep that love-making going. Our abundance is generated. And we've already won. That's all it is. It's not deciding I've won and then going around and it's actually winning. It's deciding I'm going to just be winning in my energy. So, if you know anybody in Helsinki this coming Saturday evening, feel free to send them to my quantum comedy experience. It's going to be fucking awesome. So excited. I'm excited to experience it. I'm an audience member just as much as I'm a facilitator. quantumcomedy.live is the website. Getting a little chilly now. So I'm going to take my heart into this gorgeous home. And I love you and I bow to you. And please take care of your heart first. Please take care of your heart first. First.